Welcome to Between the Bookcases with Pastor Tim. Today I'm privileged to have on our Zoom call Lee Kizer. Lee is our part-time worship leader, and we're so thankful to have him here.
Hi, Tim. Great to be here.
All right. Tell us what you do for a living.
Besides church, I do digital analytics and CX, which is customer experience for digital products. I go in and talk to clients and find out what we can do better and what's working, what's not working.
Tell us about your family.
Jen, my wife, she is working on her third novel right now. Has a writers group locally that they get together and do their share everything they've written. And then I have two daughters. One is at ECCS, East Cobb Christian School, in the 8th grade. That's Lily. And that class is quite unique because it's all girls this year. And so being 14 and all girls can
Drama class.
You do the math. Billy Creech and the whole entire staff has just been awesome this year. And then our other daughter, Isabel, she's 16. She's at Pope, and she's in the globalization program.
Lee, as you know, you lead our worship services. Share with the congregation how you and the worship team had to pivot in this moment.
In March, it was really hard to understand how the pandemic related to East Cobb because you just don't see it around you. So we really walked with...
I was in India when it started.
Oh, that's right.
I remember that. I'm going to get stuck in India. Oh, no.
Yeah, we'll see you later. We got into a cadence. We were at the church recording the service on Thursday nights, the music for the service. Then it just started to we really started to go into isolation. So we went home and we would meet usually on Sunday nights on Zoom and go over the whole entire plan for the week, which was going over each song, just talking it through. And then once we ended that Zoom, usually Paul McKelvey would take the drum parts, lay them down to a click track, and then once he got those, he uploaded them to the cloud. We download them each to our own computers and started adding and layering the parts.
Wow.
I drove some equipment over to Lily and Amy's houses to do the vocals. They have these little vocal booths that just go around their head. And Lily would take it into the closet and she'd be singing really late at night and just cracking herself up because you kind of get lost in that. Yeah. By Thursday, we'd usually have the songs ready.
Everyone would add their part to the track and have it done by Thursday, and then you would do what with it?
I'd mix it down, and I have a small studio here at home, and then put it together with the PowerPoints automated into like a movie file. Would then upload it again, which is like hours and hours of uploading. Justin would usually take it and then compile the service. We get your sermon in there. But people don't realize that like a sermon, if it's 25 minutes, that's like 5 to 7 gigs of video.
Yeah, right. That takes forever to upload. And I've never done a 25-minute sermon.
I know this is our way of really keeping it.
Wow. I remember at 11 o'clock, everything would start buffering because all the other churches were streaming at the same time.
Yeah.
We about broke the interweb.
Yeah, exactly. We had the golden hour of 10 to 11, but after 11, if you didn't keep that sermon short, they wouldn't hear the end of it.
Well, now we're meeting back in the sanctuary and in the gym. How does the protocols and everything, how does it impact you?
I couldn't believe how safe it felt. I'm more on the skeptical side or the safe side, maybe.
Sure.
um, Part of the task force where we had talked through these protocols.
Space
And
Force.
yeah, Space Force.
That's what
I
we
mean,
call it.
it's such an honor to be a part of Space Force. And so thinking through each detail, it was it just felt so there was like such weight to it
Hmm.
because you really wanted to be responsible for others. You wanted to make people feel comfortable, which is really a challenge. But my first Sunday back, the only place I'd probably gone is like Kroger or Target, like one of these
Mm.
stores, and I immediately felt way safer than that. I felt like people were so respectful and
Mm.
that they just wanted to be together, um, and that was their focus. And so, in order to make people feel comfortable, regardless of how much they think through these protocols, they're willing to go that distance.
It is a challenge, and it's a challenge to worship with a mask on and sing with a mask on, but it really is a way that we can serve each other and protect each other's health while we still gather as a community. I'm real proud of our congregation for how they have handled this responsibly.
Yeah, you can feel that it's an act of love too, like
Yeah.
for the community, for our common purpose in getting together, spiritually and physically. What really kind of caught me by surprise was the fact that we're singing together in worship, that we're all listening to your sermon, that we're participating in that worship service.
Mm.
That's something that you just can't fake it.
Yeah.
There's something there where the Holy Spirit is just like present. And I mean, the Holy Spirit's there when you're by yourself, but there's this, it's, where two or three are gathered, like you really
Yeah.
start to understand a little bit more of what that verse means.
My third question, coming back in, now we're together. I know for me as a pastor, as a preacher, preaching to a camera is really hard. It's the same way I'm sure for musicians, you kind of you're relating in that worship service with each other. Tell me what that's like for you.
We rehearse and we recorded a lot in the gym as we progressed through the pandemic. So we're in the same exact place, um, with the same worship team, but having the presence of the congregation there,
Mm.
it's as if it was just a collective, just feeling the spirit. It's really hard to describe love
Yeah. Yeah.
sometimes, and you can describe it by its actions, and it's like trying to describe the breeze or the wind. It's like
Yeah.
you could feel it, but it's really hard to give a description of it. And that was just something that was felt in the moment.
It's harder with the masks on. You don't see expressions.
We could get Lily on the tambourine and maybe it will
There you go.
fire some clapping.
Well, Lee, thank you so much for what you do. Thank you to your worship team for all the hours that they have put into producing worship for us during the pandemic. And what can we do as a church to support the worship team and to support you specifically?
This team has been unbelievable. I can't appreciate them more. I don't have the
Mm.
capacity. Uh, it's just been such an honor to go through this with them.
Mm.
But the more that we open up, that we share with others, that now more volunteers are joining us as we start to open up a little bit more and more. Um, we'd love to just interact with people and get their feedback, and we want to encourage the congregation as much as we'd want that encouragement too.
Well, brother, we're thankful for you. We're thankful for the team that you have surrounded yourself with and for all the sacrifices that you guys have made for us. Well, thank you guys for joining me with Lee Kizer in an episode of Between the Bookcases. Even though we're doing it via Zoom versus in my office, we're glad that you guys have joined us. Get to know Lee and his family, and we'll continue to serve the Lord together. Thank you, Lee, and thank you, church family, for joining us.